had the pleasure of being inducted into the Hall of Fame last year. Thank you, Steve. And I now work for United States Senator Michael Bennet here in the Colorado Springs office. And SNAPP is an idea that really started last summer, and it is not yet taken on full wing, if you will. SNAPP stands for Sustainable Action Plan for the Pikes Peak region. And it really grew out of conversations about wanting to develop something that people could be for and point to, things that they support in this region, and sort of end this cycle of tearing down ourselves, the criticism of what's happening in the region, and could we develop something that people could start to latch onto and be for. And it also is a recognition of how much is going on in this region around sustainability. Tonight, the projects that we heard are coming out of the creativity of the people who are here, who know about how we live in this region. And so we wanted to do something that would capture kind of the synergy of those. And so I am able to do this because Senator Bennet has said that he supports sustainable communities, and so that allows me to be able to do this out of the Senator's office as well, which is extremely exciting for me. So I just would mention that Senator Bennet also has sponsored the legislation called Livable Communities Act that hopefully we'll be seeing coming before Congress this year. So we started some planning meetings about a year ago, and we with a group of people that I affectionately call the technical team. And it was really the expertise within our community, the people here who know, as I said, about the sustainability, about how the systems here work. And we looked at the work that UCCS, CC, and Fort Carson have done as institutional leaders in creating their own plans, a little bit about what Jane just talked about, and how the community could help them achieve their goals, or what was keeping them from achieving some of their goals because the community wasn't doing things. And so I'm going to just read you a set of goals. It's from one of these institutions, and I want you just to think a little bit about whether, if the community as a whole made these statements in some kind of a document, would you be interested in supporting those and think you could sign on to those and get other people to think about our region as being able to embrace those. So sustain all buildings and mobility systems from renewable sources and reduce the total water used by 75%. Reduce automobile dependency and provide balanced land use and transportation systems. The total weight of hazardous air pollutants emissions is reduced to 0. The total weight of solid and hazardous waste disposed of is reduced to 0. All procurement actions support sustainability. Enhance partnering to collaboratively develop, integrate, and implement regional sustainability. Key stakeholders are trained and motivated towards sustainability principles. And advance a sustainable mission by adopting a sustainable energy management system and by imparting a personal commitment and enthusiasm for sustainability. So if we could say those things together collectively and outwardly, actually, to the state and to the country as well, it seems like that would have as much of a good impact. It will take the work of the transit group and that detail, and Pristine and that detail, and the sustainability and the recycling of Manitou as a leader in this to help move those efforts forward. So as we were working on the details of language, right away our tech team said, we can't move forward, we don't want to go too fast and too far without having some collective commitment to working on this, because we don't want to get out so far and then just feel like, well, nobody is going to sign on. And so in January, a letter of commitment began to circulate, which now has Manitou, the city of Colorado Springs, Fountain signed, and Monument signed on. The county has signed on. Major institutions, businesses, and organizations have signed on. And I just want to read the letter of commitment. Because I think it's become a bigger deal than we realized when we just said, let's do a letter of commitment and see what people say, and everybody said yes. And we were like, wow, that was kind of easy. The Pikes Peak region continues to grow and develop, creating competing demands on our natural environment, government services, community relationships, educational systems, and personal health and satisfaction. Many communities throughout the United States and the world have adopted sustainability principles. Sustainability provides a map and a path by which we account for current actions while working to ensure our future legacy is a positive one. It is a vision of multi-generational betterment of our quality of life and community. In this spirit, we, the signers, are creating a cooperative effort to pursue regional sustainability. We, the signatories of this document, do hereby commit to collaboratively pursue an environmentally, socially, and economically sustainable and prosperous future for the Pikes Peak region. We commit to work together with stakeholders throughout the region to foster education and action plans. As such, we commit to work in partnership on a sustainability planning process for the region that will strengthen collaborative decision-making among governments, nonprofits, private individuals, and business. Its foundation will be widespread education about the region's and nation's sustainability challenges and the best practices for solutions. So in May, we had signers sign on to that, and so in May, the signers of the letter asked the Pikes Peak Area Council of Governments to support this work with staff time and resources. They are going to be convening in May the tech team and the steering committee, or in June, to keep this moving. We hope we'll have a community-wide process to maybe adopt something like those goals that I read for this summer, really in preparation as we work towards maybe some election seasons in April of this year, so people can be for something. So that's what SNAPP is about as you hear about it. Thanks.